greed for the destination so often obliterates the enjoyable experience of the journey. I've been thinking a lot about travel lately, haven't been doing anything much ourselves because it's high season here at Suansok Homestay in northern Thailand. We're getting a lot of visitors and I'm really enjoying conversing with people who are travelling and who are enjoying their experience. But I find really so often that the greed for getting to where we want to be, the desire to be there, really obliterates that great experience of travel, of the journey. And it's something I think that's become much more pronounced in this digital age. You know, we have such convenience at our fingertips with everything these days, whether it's planning or booking travel, flights and accommodation and what we want to do. And this convenience facilitates our greed. We are so inclined to be able to plan the quickest route, the most convenient way, the best time, all of these things together. And then the first thing that we do when we get there is we pull this out. Oh, look, take a photo, and we're on our way. We haven't stopped to pause. We have forgotten how to be patient and really enjoy the moment. When I first travelled, I went to Canada. It was amazing. I didn't plan much. It was very minimal planning. And as it turns out, the plan went sideways and it just didn't last. This was not a problem. It was the beginning of one of the most fantastic experiences, certainly one of the most fantastic travel experiences that I've had in my life. I had to adjust, I had to plan, I had to readjust, I had to plan some more. I had to talk to people and meet people and enjoy the experience. And as I did, it was, realization that this forced change brought such a richness of experience. So the fourth change was that I had parted company with a friend that I was travelling with. We were supposed to meet up again and it didn't happen. We were out of contact with each other, so I ended up travelling by myself. And we reconnected maybe 6 months later again in London. The last time we'd seen each other was in Vancouver in Canada. So it was pretty interesting and quite exciting, really, particularly to meet up again and swap those travel stories together. And another time I travelled a little bit more recently, I was on a package tour. This was a one-time experience and that was enough, thank you very much. It involved no planning on my part, but somebody else had planned the tour down to the finest detail and they'd done a good job of it. But it wasn't for me. There was no richness of the travel experience. It was just merely going from one place to another. And as I did this for the first day and a half, I realized I'm not actually seeing anything that Korean people do or participate in their daily life. I don't know what people do here because we were only seeing the tourist destination. So I spent the next 3 or 4 days on my own just wandering around Seoul with my camera, having a great time. The real difference is that I can't actually remember spending much of those 4 or so days in Korea because there was no genuine experience. It was just being there and looking at what was indicated to us on the itinerary. The experience was very thin on experience. It was very convenient. I didn't have to plan anything. I didn't have to think about where we were going to be next or any details. That had all been done for me, but there was no real connection. I think if we've travelled like that, we've forfeited our practice of patience because if everything's planned exactly, there's no wiggle room, there's no room to just pause and be patient and experience what's happening around us, the location where we are, the people that we're with, and just really drink in the environment. For us, when we travel, we really prioritise different experiences along the way and really enjoy these. And a big part of it, again, is getting away from being online all the time. These are convenient things, being online, being able to check out where we are, where we need to be next, and all of that type of thing is convenient, but this is often at the compromise of really being in touch with, being present in the moment and enjoying that moment. You know, as I said, Yeah, so often I see so many people, they'll pull the phone out, take a couple of photos, and okay, then that's it. And really, there's nothing much to be experienced from that. Sure, you've got a photo, and particularly if you're posting it straight away, you're missing the moment, you're missing being there. And there's no experience gained. You're not going to remember that, and nobody's going to care whether you posted a photo straight away or whether you enjoyed the experience and shared it a little bit later. And we're lured away from this present moment by a digital distraction, and we're never going to value that distraction as we might value the actual being present in the moment at whatever location that we've travelled to, that we're visiting. And yeah, I find it so important thinking back to my days travelling in Canada and other places, but particularly travelling in Canada, it was very unplanned, very spur of the moment and spontaneous, and this provided an incredible richness that my experience of travelling as part of a package tour to Korea, which I actually won in a part of a photo competition. So it hadn't cost me anything, but it was a good experience in that I thought, well, no, this is not my style of travel. I pretty much knew that anyway, but traveling solo, traveling across Canada, it was absolutely incredible because it forced me to be present. It forced me to connect with other people and to really enjoy the experience of being alone and traveling the world. And this experience of slow travel and just enjoying the journey is also mirrored in what I do creatively. I really enjoy the process because this is where I learn. This is where I make mistakes. This is where I can develop as an artist. This is where I can develop as a person as I'm experiencing being creative. And the same goes for as we're traveling. We can learn and we can glean and we can be inspired by the people around us and the locations and the different cultures and the different food that we eat, so long as we're not so distracted by our digital media that we're missing it because of the greed just to be there and just to get that Instagrammable photo or whatever it is that we can be distracted by. So let me encourage you to travel more slowly, enjoy the process when you're being creative, and just be present in the moment to really enjoy life and really get the most from it. Now, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about my travel story in Canada and how it really changed my life, it really altered my perspective on so many things, you can check out this video next. Thanks very much for watching this video all the way through. I hope you've enjoyed it.